You're now listening to a Press Play Network podcast.
All right, man. Welcome again to Nerd Flow Podcast. This is issue 89. We are back again for another week of nerd culture, like we always do every single week. On this podcast, we talk about video games, anime, comic book stuff, TV shows, you name it. You know, we nerd out about it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. So with Nerd Flow, of course, Facebook.com, Twitter, Instagram. You can look up Nerdflow Podcast. That's how you follow us, like us, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys send all your questions over to X Nerdflow Podcast. You can go over to nerdflowpodcast@gmail.com. That's where you send your questions to. And any Nerdflow art, please send that over to nerdflowpodcast@gmail.com. Please make sure the subject line reads Nerdflow art. If you are the artist or you know who the artist is, please make sure you indicate that in the body of the email, because we like to give credit and show credit where credit is due. And shout out to the Facebook community we got on Facebook, Nerdflow community. Like we just said, previous episode on 88, we had just hit 1,000 members. So shout out to all the new members, all the people that continue to join and like and support all the things that we're doing on the Nerdflow community. And on top of that, if you just want to just be really fly with it, you can go over to teespring.com/stores/Nerdflow and get yourself an official Nerdflow t-shirt and support the podcast that way as well. And in addition to that, if you are listening to us on any of the major platforms, please make sure you like, subscribe, rate us, give us a 5-star rating if you love the show, like what we're doing. If you hate what we're doing, still leave us a rating. We want to know. So, yeah.
Also, go to our YouTube page at Nerdflow on YouTube. Like and subscribe us on there too, so we can get our official URL.
Exactly.
So we can start doing extra stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, doing everything. All right, man. So, it's got not a really busy news week this week. How's everybody doing?
I'm good, I guess.
Finally over the little sickness, so I'm straight.
I know I'm not like chronically coughing and stuff like that. Y'all probably noticed we down a couple members, Snapper being in a few. Tink had to do, work stuff, so she'll be out this episode. Let's
get away
from darkness.
I hope I win the lottery. So, like, when I want to record the podcast, when we want to record the podcast, people don't have to adult.
I know.
You like, I got a podcast recording night, and I don't need this paycheck because my guy got me.
Fuck you, job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like if I was if it had got up to like $500 million and I won, like our crew would not have to work. Like Press Play Network would be your job, your official job.
That's kind of the goal, but We get it. It's kind of a goal. All right, man. So
Man, it would be dope though.
Yeah, I know it really would.
I need everybody to go to their job like Dave Chappelle. I quit.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy.
Go to your manager and fart in their face.
My manager
Wet fart, spray fart.
My manager already kind of does that to a lot of other people. Anyway, that's just my job environment that I work in.
Okay, let's not take it that far.
We just very lax. It's like, yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's talk about. I know this is not an outline. Like I said, it's gonna be a short show. So some stuff is gonna be kind of like freestyle a little bit because I'm just trying to talk about what happened all past week. So this coming Friday, which is the 19th, 18th. I think it's 18th.
19th.
19th? Okay, 19th. So we will be Punisher season 2 will be dropping on Netflix this coming Friday. I'm pretty hyped about it. I just recently, not too long ago, finished season 1, so I'm still kind of.
I still like season 1.
Really? Okay. You need to, once you make it through, I would say this, for me.
I ain't even finished Iron Fist season 2.
Punisher I think you'll like the violence in
I ain't even watched the last season of Daredevil.
I haven't finished Daredevil season 3 myself, honestly. I think once I kind of like got a glimpse of a season 2 trailer, and it just made me want to go watch it. Once you get past episode 6, everything like really starts, because I will not lie, like first several episodes of Punisher, it starts off kind of slow, and that's kind of where I kind of like fell off at. But I said, let me just go ahead and just get through this or whatever. But then it like after episode 6, at least for me, it like tremendously picked up as far as with the plot, everything that's going on and stuff like that. So
I don't have Netflix right now, so that's my
too
problem.
long.
What?
Yeah, that's
episodes. Like you got
get
2
into
episodes.
Well, that's for me though. I mean, that could be somebody else, could be other people, could be different. But for me, that's just how. For me, I just feel like it picked up. Like
I ain't come here for all that foreplay. I came here for the action. Damn me.
that man, like episode 1.
I'm about
you
to
get it in now.
because like when people say Game of Thrones started off slow, I be like, they didn't start off slow to me. Like they chop somebody's head off in the first 10 minutes of the show, and then like once you get past into the second show, that's when like folks just started dying willy nilly.
Yeah. So that's the thing that's happening. Pretty sure after we get the announcement, I mean, once the show airs, I say probably a month later, we'll probably hear Netflix canceling it. But yeah, that's just how things been going lately.
Don't put that in. Don't put that into.
It's
Don't
like,
do that to me.
It's
They
the next,
cancel everything else.
it's the next to the last thing after they finish. They've done filming season 3 of Jessica Jones. She gonna be the next on chopping block 2. There's only 2 shows left.
Were they weren't going to do another Defenders?
That was gonna be, because see, the plan was before they started canceling shows, it was gonna be more of a thing where they were just gonna be doing a lot of like cameos of each other's show, because like they were gonna do more things like a Heroes for Hire type thing with Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and then same thing they were gonna. It looked like they were gonna potentially start spinning off with Colleen and Misty with Daughters of the Dragon, because they were kind of really hinting at that too, pretty heavily in Iron Fist as well. So that was kind of more of the plan. It was kind of going to be like really heavy with them showing up in each other's shows for a while before they decided to do another Defenders. So, but I guess we'll find
Whatever
out.
Disney's gonna do with them shows, they don't need to let them go to waste, because those shows got huge fan bases.
Yeah, hopefully, and shoot, there's a petition out for Daredevil as we speak. That's still that they're trying to get that back.
The champion of the Bird Box.
Yes, he is the Bird Box champion, per Boss Logic. Which that was like hilarious. Now, when I thought about it, I was like, that's kind of true. He is the Bird Box champion. Just has very heightened senses and powers that most people don't have being blindfolded. Bungie. So this past week, Bungie and Activision have divorced, split. Bungie's no longer under the control of Activision. They put out like a long statement on Thursday, kind of just, the whole journey. And basically, Activision was basically for Bungie just a way for them to be able to get Destiny off the ground once they left Microsoft and gave up Halo. But the great thing about the whole thing with them leaving is they take the Destiny, they got the Destiny IP to take with them, so it's not a thing where it stays with Activision. And there's a lot of people that was super excited about this. I'm being one of them, because from standpoint in the gaming industry, Activision and EA are probably the top two hated companies around. Gamers just hate big corporation companies because they don't really have a what's the word I want to use? They don't have.
They money hungry.
They're money hungry, but they don't have the gamers in interest. They're all about just, again, bottom line, making money and stuff like that. And with Activision, I know they had their quarterly earnings like about the month before, like in November, October. I think it was November, and Activision made the statement in their call that Forsaken didn't perform to the standards that they wanted it to, so they consider it, not, a failure or whatever. But mind you, from NPD results, which for those who don't know, NPD is just like sales results for the month of September, Forsaken beat out Spider-Man, and everybody bought Spider-Man in September. So I don't know what numbers they're looking for and stuff like that. I really think it's just more on the things of, with the whole them trying to make them microtransaction the game and all that good stuff like that. I know Young and Angry have played Destiny with me in the past and stuff like that. Kind of more than likes of, I know a lot of people have been reporting on this. What does this mean for the game going forward?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about.
I was reading that they say it could take Destiny 3 could take two different paths. So I'm not sure what those two paths are, but they was like they saying that's what Destiny 3 may be, where you could take two different paths. That's what the concept of the game may be. So I guess the star of the game may be the guy that what was the guy that they added as a guard that they made a guardian?
Oh, you're talking about Aldrin, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be Destiny 3 may be based around him.
Now, if I had to take a guess, because they've been hinting at it so much, it'll be your guardian either having to continue to use the light, because I'm pretty sure in Destiny 3 they're gonna introduce the darkness. So I would guess if they had two different paths, it'll be continuing to use the light or go over to the dark side.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's going to kind of get introduced a little bit going into this next season that we're going into, the season of the Drifter, and everybody kind of knows, for those who play Gambit, the Drifter kind of like plays with, he's one of those guardians that kind of feels like there's power in wielding the darkness against the darkness versus like using the light and stuff like that. I think also kind of more on the lines of, I kind of feel with the whole Activision split, because a lot of people don't know this, but like when Destiny 1 was in development and then also Destiny 2, there was a point where leadership changed and they had to freaking just scrap what they had the original game was and redo it over again. And that happened twice. And pretty confident that probably also, not also had a lot to do with, Bungie executives, but I'm pretty sure it probably was more Activision than, Bungie saying like, hey, we don't like this. I want you to do it this way.
Another thing they said was a problem between Bungie and Activision was Activision put Bungie on schedules. Look, the game needs to be ready by this time, instead of Bungie taking the game, developing it the way they want to.
Right.
And taking their time with it.
It's really hard for them to kind of like, so like everybody know like Bungie's development cycle is kind of like new game comes out in September, and then 3 months later you're getting like some form of downloadable content or anything like that. And it's kind of hard. I mean, depending on, when you're trying to wrap one content that you just dropped 3 months before that, and then you got in the next 3 months, you got to put something else out as well. So I always kind of felt like the whole December, like dropping some DLC in December, I always kind of felt it was like, especially something that you're trying to like really enjoy.
The Curse of Osiris.
Yeah, Curse of Osiris is a very good example. Destiny 1 Dark Below was kind of received kind of very lukewarm and stuff like that. So, December for them is not a very good time. I think with Bungie, now that they have more control, I, as a player, wouldn't mind like, okay, we get large expansion in September, and then maybe let's say the following year we get another large one that'll last us through, the summer or whatever the case may be, and you just kind of make it a super large Forsaken like expansion and stuff like that. Some other things that I kind of feel that probably may happen with this split and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are trying to see what's going to happen with Tess Evers, because that's the, microtransactions and stuff like that. And we all kind of know, fans, if you've seen the Activision game, all our Call of Duty, they love their microtransactions. I mean,
that's what I haven't seen in Black Ops 4. Like
no, they just added reticles to the damn thing that you can buy.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's not like they was pushing it hard. Mm-hmm. Like Black Ops 3, they was pushing microtransactions hard. Like this game is not really pushing it, like throwing it in your face like that.
Yeah, they kind of hit with the battle with the system they have in place on Black Ops 4. They kind of took a page from Fortnite a little bit, basically just telling you, hey, if you log on and you play a match, you'll get cosmetic stuff. It kind of like it's kind of like bait to make you want to log on every day to get those cosmetic things without having to pay for them. So you just basically you're using time to go play a match to to get.
Well, I don't play Blackout no way, so.
Well, no, not really in Blackout, just multiplayer, because multiplayer is like that. Like you get because their cosmetic path. If you look at the cosmetic path of like stuff you get, it looks identical to a battle pass. You get to skip I forgot what it's called, but you skip a level every day when you log in, and you get some cosmetic piece where it'd be like war paint or a special skin or something like that. So they still kind of do that for the most part. With Activision, but Activision has just been known for cannibalizing their IPs, man. Like, look at Guitar Hero, Skylanders, what else? That the games they've had under them, they just like freaking cannibalize because of like microtransactions. Guitar Hero is probably one of the main ones. Can play a bunch of different songs without having to buy them.
I can kind of feel like why Activision do it. I hate it. But, like, once somebody buy a game, that money, that's just the money right there,
Right.
So you ain't really making no more money off the game until the DLC come out.
I feel like people wouldn't mind, and this don't pertain to, like, Call of Duty and stuff like that, but I don't think people would mind, like, DLCs and, like, little small microtransactions. But the problem is nowadays, a lot of games get shipped unfinished.
Exactly.
With the intent on them selling you, like you could tell, for example, and I love this game, but Final Fantasy 15, like you could tell that game was unfinished. You could tell the end of it was rushed. It was through together, and then it's just a bunch of buy this DLC, buy this, buy that. People would appreciate DLCs and stuff more if the game was tied up nice and neat with a bow on top, and then they're like, oh, if you want
a new story.
Yeah, like The Witcher. The Witcher is a perfect example of how to, like a finished game, a polished game with a good end and good storyline, and then they threw you a whole nother, you weren't even in the same world for one of the DLCs. They threw you into a whole new continent. And just finish your game, make a finished game, and people wouldn't complain so much about transactions and shit, DLCs and stuff. That's my take.
Yeah, most definitely. And then on top of that, like with Bungie separating from Activision, they now become the biggest independent game developer in the video game industry right now, right next to CD Red Projekt, which does The Witcher. So those are like the top two.
People work better. Like people work better. Like when you don't have somebody over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Like for instance, like I feel like DLCs should be like mangas or anime. They should drop a arc. Say for instance, say the Avengers game drop Avengers game with a Thanos arc, then drop another one with a Galactus arc. A year later.
I was gonna say, like, what do you think about? Would you say would it be the same way like how they doing with Xenoverse now with the whole like the game's been out since 2016, but they're still like adding more stuff to it. Like they just recently put Gogeta and Broly from the new Broly movie in it. You think that would like fit in with what you're?
But put a story with it. Put that story with it too.
Like how they planned on doing the re-release of the remake of Final Fantasy VII. They were saying it was going to be episodic, like the three CDs were going to be separate games, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like do it like that, and then that'll cut all that. That'll cut a lot of complaining down and everything because okay, you continuing a story, but it's continuing from that first story, and it'll just be like a totally new season. Whereas say like this how they should have did the first Dragon Ball Xenoverse. They should have started off with the Saiyan Saga, and every year drop the next arc, and that way you supposed to probably still be playing Xenoverse, and it wouldn't have been a reason for Xenoverse 2.
Yeah, but it's
Xenoverse 2 could have started off with Super.
Now, see, the thing about Xenoverse is their whole thing is it's supposed to be I don't want to say it's supposed to be like the little Dragon Ball world thing that Akira Toriyama did before, but the whole basis of Xenoverse is supposed to be you create your own type of character, and you're supposed to be trying to fix every rift in time. When it came to like those certain points in those sagas, like Raditz getting killed by Goku, and the whole fight with Vegeta and Goku and all that, it's like you're trying to fix everything because they had like even with both games they had a great 8 version of Nappa when Nappa never transformed in the show itself. So I mean I ain't saying what you're saying isn't like a good idea, but if you would have done an episodic type of DLC for Xenoverse in that manner, it wouldn't be too it wouldn't be too good for it because it wasn't that many plots to it.
And and segue, like I'm gonna use this to segue into this Resident Evil 2 remaster. I feel like what they should do instead of going back doing each game, like remastering each game of the old game, just do Resident Evil and start off with 1 as one season, do 2 as another season, 3 as another season. And that way you playing just one game, and if you want to buy $39.99 DLC for the next part of the series, then go ahead and do it that way, in which that eliminates a lot of the trouble.
Wait, ain't Telltale doing something like that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, Telltale is no more. Telltale,
they recently.
I forgot what studio. I forgot what studio was heading up. I forgot.
I feel like that'd be a dope concept for a Batman game.
Well, that was the Batman game for Telltale.
Yeah, they had a Telltale Batman.
But I'm talking about kind of like on the tip of the Arkham series. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of did that with the DLC that they had because they were telling different. Like if the last think it's with Arkham Knight. I think wasn't that the one?
Yeah,
that had,
Arkham Knight.
the,
They had
the story of
they had,
Batgirl and all that stuff.
Harley
I think
Quinn, and
they had everybody
Red.
different stories, but like Arkham Knight, if you compare the Arkham Knight story to the first two Arkham stories, it's subpar.
Yeah, no, I would say that. I mean, the first two games are really good. Shoot for me, Origins is like one of the games that really stands out to me. And the same team that did the first two games didn't even do Origins, but I like Origins so much just because it's like the rogue gallery of villains that he has to fight on that in one night in Origins. I like so much.
Man, that fight scene between him and
Deathstroke.
Yes. Man, put this shit in the movie, please. Give me more of this.
And then I think it was Arkham Knight where you could do the team ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was dope too, but like it had Arkham Knights had its points, but out of all of the other Arkham games, it was subpar compared to the rest of them.
I mean, the first one.
It was too much like with
so revolutionary. Like you hadn't played a game like that.
Right.
So the first one always stand out because it was a detective game more than it was a Batman game. Like you felt like you were a detective just as much as you felt like you were an action hero.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
And then,
with Arkham Knight, what Arkham Knight went wrong with it was they took the feedback from the first and second game because everybody was saying like we want to be in the Batmobile, we want to do, and they took that crap and just turned it up to like 10
on the Batmobile.
Exactly.
I was just finna say that they focused too much on the Batmobile.
You was in the
but that was
that car
that was a fun part of the game though. I gotta give it that. Trying to do those missions in the Batmobile, that was a fun part of the game.
Yeah, it was just overly done too much. I mean, they could have made it as like, I mean, if they wanted to add more aspects to the Batmobile, they could have did it like little challenge modes and stuff like that with the Batmobile. But they could have turned that down like.
Because you can ask Angry, I'm horrible at driving the Batmobile.
Oh, hell yeah.
When I finally did complete those missions, I was really getting frustrated driving this Batmobile. Like seriously, getting frustrated.
Yeah, it didn't have no good traction.
Like nigga, I know I can drive.
Yeah, it didn't have no good traction on the ground at all. That's for damn sure it didn't.
Like mess with the Batmobile made me want to go buy the steering wheel and foot pedals that you used to buy for Gran Turismo.
Hell no. All right. Let's see here.
I'm supposed to be talking about Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I played the demo. The demo makes me want to buy the game because it brought back so many memories. Like when I had PlayStation Now for a little while, I downloaded Resident Evil 2 and played it. And, it was just subpar graphics. Trying to go back to play a game off PlayStation 1 is just, your eyes ain't used to it no more. So playing this with the up-to-date graphics and everything like that, I was like, cool. The thing about the demo is they only give you 30 minutes to play. I'm not going to lie, y'all, it took me 15 minutes to figure out a puzzle. That half the game right there. Because I was trying to go off memory. Like, I think I remember what to do in here, whoop-de-whoop, all that. And, you running around trying to go through a door and the door won't open. You throw a switch, and then I ain't thinking, because I'm used to having, like, if you play a game like, you play a first-person shooter, you used to being able to jump and stuff. Resident Evil, ain't no jumping, ain't no moving nothing out the way, none of this stuff. And you think, can I even get on the floor and crawl? No, you got to walk up to something, press X, and then it'll go through the little animation scene. So, that's the only thing that, like, threw me off on it. But, like, I would suggest if you're a huge Resident Evil fan and you really want to play Resident Evil 2, get the remastered version, because just off the demo, it's a dope game. I'm just mad they only made it 30 minutes. They should have just let you play, gave you an hour, maybe an hour and a half of gameplay if they were on time.
When is the new Resident Evil remake drop?
I didn't see the date, but I know it's up for pre-order right now.
Okay. Before we move on to some other topics, some quick news stuff real quick. Aquaman passes 1 billion, passes The Dark Knight. Also, in relation to another Capcom game, reports came out and said that the new Devil May Cry 5 will be the longest Devil May Cry 5 ever.
Really?
So, yeah. So that was a very interesting thing that I saw. News tip that I saw about that. I'm trying to think. I actually saw I don't know. I'm pretty sure we got some Onimusha fans and stuff like that.
Yes.
I think it's it's already out or it's about to come out. It comes out, let me see. Comes out on the 15th.
If I'm not mistaken, but this Onimusha, they say it's gonna be kind of like on the style of Neo. And this is gonna be hard like Neo, man. It ain't no sense to me.
No, it's the same as they didn't do really too much change. It's basically the same game, but just I guess remastered, a little bit more updated for the PS4 itself. Because I actually saw the copies already available at my place of employment and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, I mean, it's about to come out. So it drops this Tuesday actually. So I know I'll be definitely on that because that's one of my favorite games I used to play. A whole lot of. So let's see what else. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was news related.
Amazon is working on a new video game streaming service.
At this point, I'm just like,
yeah.
At this point, I'm just like, who ain't? And then on top of that, the CEO of Amazon just divorced his wife, but she got like a billion dollars.
A lot of money. A whole lot of money.
She now the richest. Well, they divorce ain't final, but once she get a half of that $137 billion, she would be the richest woman in the world.
Yep, pretty much. Just off default.
But you know what? Like, nope, I ain't going there. I'm gonna stop talking
go
about
there.
this stuff.
This ain't that show. This ain't that show. Don't go there.
Man, look, that man would still be the richest man in the world if folks of mine they business.
Hey, just come on, like he said, man.
All right, Mortal Kombat reveal event coming up.
Yeah, coming up this Thursday. Let me pull up the actual news piece real quick. They put out a flyer about it. So basically, it'll be January 17th, 10:30 a.m. PST, 6:30 GMT. Twitch.tv/NetherRealm. It'll be exclusive reveals, story and characters, plus new features, plus hands-on experience, and MK Collective Showcase, and more. So that'll be going down on NetherRealm's Twitch channel.
So according to what I've been seeing on this new Mortal Kombat game, they said, screw the kids, we going back with our classic characters.
Hey, I'm down for that.
No wrong with that.
Pretty sure Ed Boon probably said that too.
Fuck up.
Then they
said screw a storyline, screw all of that. We just want to go back with our classic characters and give everybody what they want.
Yeah,
I'm all for storyline. You know, that's what we get. Tell me something.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, in the beginning of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, all we had was like we had the brief little essay that popped up that talked about what was going on in Mortal Kombat. And after that, it was just fighting, doing towers. I'm fine with that.
I mean, that was when we first started. I don't know, man.
But we had the movie to fill in those gaps for us.
Yeah, which we still waiting on that other Mortal Kombat movie that's been in development for God knows how long since freaking before Katrina happened, and still ain't got it yet.
Hold on, wait. And add on to the fact that then they just released news about classic MK system, like the mini arcade system.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
He's gonna find this sugar mama so I can get my money up, man.
I ain't lying. I need to just go find me a nice old lady that just wants you to take her out to dinner and kiss on the jaw.
Hey, go seduce that woman that's gonna get that money, man.
Well, that old lady at work there. Hey, baby, How you
doing? You sure looking good today, honey.
How you doing? Pull that Bengay straight out my pocket. Shit, what you trying to do, man?
Your lower back hurt today, Miss Sally.
It's about to.
Oh, son, you got nice strong hands. Yeah, I got nice strong pockets too, Miss Sally.
Okay, this is going in a whole new direction.
My bad.
Then we got so Verizon is doing a gaming, going to do I guess AAA games are going to be hitting mobile phones now. And AAA, man, that's a heavy statement. They can't suck. That's for damn sure. But yeah, Verizon's working on games. Like I said, everybody's trying to get they paws into gaming, man.
Blame Fortnite.
Everybody want a piece of the
pie. When
pie.
Fortnite hit mobile, that's what they saw. The money they was getting.
Yeah,
when
they saw the money
Fortnite
they were
hit
getting.
mobile.
Yeah, but you got to get some good games. You got to get some good developing companies to make you some good AAA games.
You got to have good controls on the phone.
That is also very true. Or just
phones that can help.
Or I mean, phones have Bluetooth. PlayStation controllers are Bluetooth. Or just make it compatible to pair my controller with it. Because I mean, the Sony phones do that with no problem. So I'm just saying.
You have a lot of games out there that you like have to buy like pieces separately. Like remember when they came out with that piece that you connected to your phone and you can actually play like your classic Game Boy games on your phone.
Mm-hmm. But then you got with iPads, it's like super easy. You just buy a SteelSeries controller and you good. That's the main controller that works with Apple products.
Man, that's a whole nother story.
Oh, you tried a SteelSeries before?
Yeah, it didn't work out. I was like, cause it's so much.
It's like
so
it didn't
much.
work out. Yeah.
Like just bring the classics back. Period.
I miss the days of just download the emulator to your computer and go about your day. Like you can't even get emulators no more, man.
Yeah, you can't on the Soldier Boy system.
Hey, bro, swell. You ought to fight, though.
He probably the reason we don't have emulators now because of that.
I had to.
Get the Soldier Boy system.
You stepped in. I just had to do it.
You.
Oh man! Wow. Two more things.
Some nights y'all make me dislike y'all.
two more news pieces on Activision and Destiny real quick. First one this week. So Black Army DLC, the last forge that was supposed to be open in Destiny, ran into some trouble because there was a actual area called Niobe Labs, which was the actual 6-level puzzle that you had to solve to get into the last forge. And for the first time ever in Destiny history, nobody got in. After 31 hours of people trying to crack the puzzle, nobody could get in. Bungie had to literally unlock the forge for the community. So, a lot of people are kind of like salty, upset, like, why would y'all make something that hard, blah, 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 blah. I'm actually kind of, I applaud them for that. About damn time they freaking did something that motherfucker can't figure out. Just saying. Last thing, Activision, after the whole Bungie split thing, a couple days after that, Activision is now under investigation for fraud. So the saga continues with Activision, and I think it has more to do with like stocks and some other stuff like that, because I know after the split from Bungie, Activision stock plummeted. So we'll have a little bit more news on that once that particular news piece develops a little bit more. Let's talk about the new DB Super Arc with this Galactic Patrol, because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about this too.
Alright, so basically this new villain that's coming along is going to guess his henchman or whatnot. It's going to steal Majin Buu. to take the power, the God power, like the divinity out of Majin Buu, so they can kill Zeno. So this is what this new arc is supposed to be, a plan to kill Zeno, and they kind of like hint to it in the Dragon Ball Superheroes show on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So like they kind of hint to what the next, because it's the same plot, just different characters in that. Like everybody trying to kill Zeno and the Angels now. So this new person has, I guess, has the power to take divinity out of people, and so like that's what they theorize, and Goku and Vegeta gonna lose they God key trying to fight him.
So have you heard this rumor too, Young? Like there's a rumor that that character you referring to, they say he supposedly is from. There's a rumor that he's supposedly from the demon realm.
Yeah, that too, and like what they saying is like we gonna see a return of Goku Black with Ultra Instinct too, possibly.
So Goku Black coming to help, or Goku Black just? Hell
no, he ain't coming to help.
Oh, okay, just he got Ultra Instinct now.
Yeah, I don't know how true that one is, because that seems like they're just doing too much right there. But and I think Goku and Vegeta losing their God key is what's gonna get both of them to using Ultra Instinct in the end, in the long run. You know what I'm saying? And this may be a arc that's doing so much as far as this, where they can utilize Broly and his berserker powers and all that right there. So it's like I don't have too much information, because it's basically a lot of theories at this month.
Yeah, at this moment, there's been a lot of theories been going out about that.
And like right now, they just the manga for this arc is just starting, so we really don't know. But yeah, man, I'm just.
When does the new arc supposed to start? At least from the Japanese standpoint. I mean,
more than likely, it's probably gonna be, knowing them. If it don't start in March, it's probably gonna start this summer.
Okay.
It may start in July, like Dragon Ball Super did when it first came out.
Yeah.
It may start in July.
Yeah, I mean, of course we gotta get a couple episodes and built up in Japan before, for the people who watch it on Toonami and stuff like that, before they even get their proper. US may not get this arc till like 2020.
I don't even care about the dude.
No, I don't either. I mean, I watch a lot of my stuff on Verve, so I get the Japanese version as soon as it drops. So, all right. So,
I got a question.
What's up?
How many streaming services are you paying for?
Not a lot anymore. I only got like Netflix, Hulu, and just DC Universe.
Verve is a streaming service,
but Verve is free. You just get ads. I just take the ad. I just deal with the ads.
I didn't know it was free.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, so every time you would tell me when we was watching Super, and you would tell me when the episodes would drop that weekend, like that Monday when I was off, I just go on Verve. It'll be already on there, and I watch it on there. And it'll be all up to date. So that's what I was doing. Yeah, I mean with Verve, it's all free. The only thing you're gaining is having the ability to just not deal with commercials, but you get like a bunch of commercials in the very beginning. And then, like, Super, if I remember correctly, Super would just play all the way through. I would get commercials, like, in the beginning and kind of, like, towards the middle a little bit. And then at the very end, which you don't care about the end because the show's already over. But I would get commercials then. And other than that, that's it.
I want to,
I
can catch up on Black
Clover. I never paid for Verve. The only reason why I would kind of, like, now while I want to pay for it is because Nicktoon streaming, the Splat service is under Verve now. That's the only reason. Yeah. That's the only reason why I've been kind of looking at it and kind of thinking about it. Because I mean, Splat is basically my freaking childhood on that service, and I wouldn't mind watching it. But yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you had like something like Splat, if you laid over in the airport.
Oh yeah, man. You probably missed your flight. Be real. Be so involved in the show. Shoot, with streaming services in general, man. Like, traveling is not that. I like now. Like, I could probably almost imagine, like, if somebody just had to take the Greyhound bus for whatever reason, they had to take the Greyhound bus in 2019.
Hey. Don't sleep on the new Greyhound buses. They got Wi-Fi. They got Wi-Fi, USB ports, all that on them.
I hope they got more leg room because I'm tall. Because
that
was always my problem.
My brother gave me the full one. He had to ride one recently, so he was like, man, Greyhound bus is comfortable now.
It's a whole different experience.
He said the seats led all the way back and everything.
Man, shoot. I won't compliment on the whole TSA situation. But anyway, comics. Yeah, Black Widow might be the first rated R Marvel film. How would you feel about that?
I don't care.
I mean, Black Widow. The Black Widow movie is gonna more likely be it's gonna be a spy type movie, probably for the most part. Probably going to be very James Bond-esque type of Marvel movie. Probably one of the first of its kind.
I think it, because like if you think about the past couple of years, all these female movies where the females, you got the female action hero, she going out for some revenge or something like that. I feel like it's going to be something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. It's gonna definitely be related to Russians and all that good stuff because that's who did her wrong, and stuff like that. So, like,
are we getting a backstory with this one as well?
Yeah, about to say this story.
That's basically what we're getting. We're basically getting the backstory. Supposed to be how she became Black Widow, all that good stuff. So that's what it sounds like we're getting.
Like definitely more content that we'll be receiving from what was it, Age of Ultron, I believe.
Yeah. With those flashback scenes, yeah. All right, so we got, let's see, roughly about, give or take about 2 months to Captain Marvel, and we probably got about 3 months till Endgame. So there's been a lot of theories floating around. And with, general or just knowledge, we've gained over the months leading and seeing the trailer and all that good stuff.
And a few leaks. Don't forget the leaks.
And a few leaks. What do you guys think is going to be... Okay, two-part question here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
How do we think Thanos is going to take the death? Who's going to strike him down? That's the first question. And two, Endgame has to roll out a new threat, a new villain has to arise in the same time as, the taking down Thanos.
Well, we know for sure that some of these theories aren't really going to get as far because Marvel has already decided that they are not going to be releasing any content other than like the first 15 minutes of the film.
Right. So,
but my sources are looking at merchandise and the artwork that's been released that may have something to do with the film. We know that the team is going to get together, and it has something. I just got a feeling that it has something to do with the time zone, and I feel like I don't think it's going to be Captain Marvel, but my take is that it might be like maybe another battle with Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Me personally, go ahead. I thought you were finished.
No, you go ahead.
As far as what I feel like after Thanos is defeated, like it would be the perfect time for Galactus to come in, and that's the end of that phase, and you start this whole new phase. That way, you could bring in Fantastic Four and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely been a theory that's been going around a lot.
Like with Thanos gone and the Gauntlet gone, Galactus sees, okay, I ain't got nobody to worry about now. That's what he thinking. And boom, that's when he come to try to take, like they show him headed toward Earth. And then it stopped there. Then it'll be another 2, maybe 3 years before we get another Avengers movie because they had to do solo movies, do a new do another Spider-Man movie, probably do a Fantastic Four movie, probably do Spider-Man with the Fantastic Four or something like that. And
Black Panther 2.
Yeah, Black Panther 2. Yep.
Yep, Black Panther 2. Yep. Like and then you can start building the new Avengers.
Yeah, because like majority of I know Feige was saying like majority of the movies going forward, it's a lot of this stuff is going to take place in these different galaxies and all this type of different planets because they've kind of introduced that with Infinity War. There's going to be very few movies that are going to really like take place on Earth. I mean, probably far from maybe Black Panther and probably Spider-Man. I think everything else is going to be it's not going to be on Earth at all for the most part.
So would they consider the Guardians of the Galaxy Avengers now, or are they still like their own separate?
I think they're their own thing.
They're their own thing, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be considered, with the whole thing once everything goes down, they'll be considered.
Because I feel like with what you just said, with all the different planets and stuff, and just kind of piggyback off what Young was saying, just with having all these different planets involved, it'll be the perfect conditions to introduce Galactus because we know that's what he does. He eats planets. So you can have, the Guardians have a mission or something to go to a planet. When they get there, it's destroyed.
And they meet the Silver Surfer.
And like Nova, y'all know, still here for Nova. You already
what
got
about Adam?
Marvel. Huh?
What about Adam? Based on the last
they already kind of introduced him, so I don't think Adam would be a bad guy, but
he starts out as one until
I understand. Feel like if they can't go off the comic book source because he'll be too strong.
I was about to ask, is it kind of too late to make him the bad guy anyway?
I think he was kind of going to be that for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but after the whole James Gunn fiasco, we really don't know. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is kind of like on the shelf right now until they figure that out.
So we're not going to get no content where we can see like Thanos and Adam scrapping at all.
I doubt. Yeah, we probably won't
get an animated movie.
Yeah, we probably won't ever get that. In which I kind of think that's probably why they left. That's probably why he was left out of the MCU. It's a drawn conclusion. If he was a thing and if he existed, it's a drawn conclusion that he was going to beat him. It's written. He's just that powerful. They
wouldn't be able to tell the story they wanted to tell if they introduced Adam.
Somebody that powerful, they wouldn't be able to.
I think Tony Stark is going to be the one to give the final blow.
I think, so I was talking with some people, and so we kind of looked into the IMDb. So if you go and look up Endgame, and you look at the IMDb, typically when you look at the IMDb of any movie, the important people are from top to bottom, right? Captain Marvel is at the top. Right under Captain Marvel is Nebula. And Tony Stark, Thor, Captain America, they're way down there on the list of people in Endgame. And it kind of shocked me when I looked at the IMDb. I was like, Nebula is number 2 under Captain Marvel. So could be a possibility that they could go with the whole thing in the comic where she got her hands on the gauntlet and killed Thanos.
I was just about to say, because
what we forgetting about is that Ant-Man is trapped in the quantum realm, and I think that's what's going. With that being said, I think he the one that's gonna get possibly go back in time, because you remember when they were shooting, they were showing scenes like with them you looking younger, like in the past and stuff. So like I feel like he gonna end up going back in time, stop the Avengers from ever breaking up in the first place, and they gonna fix it so Thanos never gets the gauntlet.
They went back to the first Avengers movie, period. Like, that was the scene when they were fighting the first time. Yeah. That's the flashbacks that they had with the pictures. It was the very first moment that all the aliens came to the planet. And they were, like, right there in the center of it.
So I think that's what's going to have a lot to do with it. But, like I said, we like, 2-3 months away?
Mm-hmm. From getting that, from knowing the drunk conclusion of what's going to happen. Some other
don't want to see any more trailers. Like, I want to be shocked. I don't want to see no more spoilers. I just want to go to the movies and just enjoy the movie.
I think that's why they said. I think that's why they kind of like put that statement out, like Briario was saying. Like they put out the statement about like you only gonna get the first 15 because Super Bowl is coming up, and you know we're gonna get an updated trailer, something that's probably a little bit longer, or something like that, probably coming up around the time of Super Bowl. And probably another alternate. We'll probably get 2 more trailers before this trailer.
You probably get another Lion King trailer during Super Bowl too.
Yeah, that too. But like with Endgame, the Endgame trailer was just a teaser, so we haven't even got our first full legit trailer yet. So we still got that to wait on as well. So I'm pretty sure we'll probably get like 1 or 2 more. Probably the second one's gonna give you a little bit more information, probably not no more than the first one probably gave you, anything like that. I know some other theories that I've been hearing around with one would be possibly going Secret Invasion, and the Skrulls are a kind of like a subplot within Endgame as well. That was also a thing because one, that plays Wu has a picture of himself. I don't know if it's still on Instagram, but I remember seeing it, of him putting on a prosthetic face of his face.
Wait, didn't you send that in a group chat? I think.
Yeah.
Like not too long. Yeah.
Yeah. So him putting on the face of his face. The only reason he would be putting on the face of his face is not him not being himself, and that's only can align with the Skrulls. And I kind of think like
that could be for the next Doctor Strange movie though.
They haven't even gotten into development yet with that yet. At least that was like way like last summer. They were still doing reshoots for Avengers 4. But like with that being said, it's kind of like if you introduce the Skrulls, that kind of can actually piggyback off to bring you Fantastic Four because who's one of the Fantastic Four's main villains? Super Skrull. So that could just easily introduce them.
They couldn't think of a better name for that man back then, boy. They just said, we're going to name this fool Super Skrull.
This fool got all the Fantastic Four power. That fool, he is Super Skrull. So, some other things that I heard was like some other theories that's been floating around saying that Strange could end up having to go or end up getting summoned by the Living Tribunal, which is the next to the most powerful being in the Marvel universe, and really it would be at that point would be the MCU, and because the Living Tribunal provides balance to the actual universe, and with Thanos and the Living Tribunal also in comics, his goal is huh?
I was making a Thanos joke. I said it's already perfectly balanced.
Yeah, but the Living Tribunal don't think so because he got all the stones, and the Living Tribunal typically try to make sure it's balanced and keep those stones away from keep those stones not together. And so with them being together, that could also be a thing where they end up intervening. Another thing though, Young, on that Ant-Man theory, somebody else also threw out another thing, whereas when Strange was going through all the different scenarios, somebody said like maybe Strange how Hank Pym, how he got out of Ant-Man got out of the quantum realm, maybe because that was the only one of the scenarios, him being Doctor Strange, maybe he freed him in one of those scenarios that he was going through it. And that's why he got out.
Or he was like saving time for him to enter the quantum realm.
Yeah, because he can control time.
Exactly.
Well,
giving him enough time to get in the realm. There's so many theories thrown out. We won't go into
I got a funny one.
But like my thing is, it's another thing I'm thinking about too. What if Thanos don't die? Because you can still have Thanos out there in space somewhere, and you could have him. Then you get the chance to introduce Lady Death and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, that's true. That's another thing.
Yeah, but it's like, it's like when you look at this Thanos compared to the Thanos in the comics, it's like he ain't really sympathetic towards Lady Death. Well, she ain't even mentioned this yet. He's more sympathetic towards Gamora and whatnot. Like he's mourning her. So it's like, in a sense, it's like to me, it's like you really might have to kill Thanos off because it's like Lady Death doesn't really have too much of a say to him right now. He's grieving more than anything. Like that's the only person he, I guess, genuinely cared about.
Which kind of brings me to another theory. Like, what's going on in the Soul Stone? Because we all know that a part of him went into it.
That's another thing the same thing I'm about to say too, bro, is like if you look at the sky with him sitting down, it's very orange like the stone. So it's like, did he get trapped in the Soul Stone as well as using that? Is he in his own version of his? Because I mean, in the Soul Stone, it's your own version of your heaven or whatever the case may be when it comes to the Soul Stone. So could he be as well? In that same situation.
Some people say he died from the snap, but the Soul Stone brought him back. Like that was that scene when he went into the Soul Stone and he saw little Gamora. Mm-hmm. Some people saying he got affected by the snap.
Because we did that thing was pretty burnt down the last time we saw that trailer.
Was pretty burnt up. Yep.
I mean, he still used it to escape, and he actually used the Time Stone to heal the wound. If you watch the movie again, the wound that Thor hit when Thor hit him with the hammer. Yeah. If you watch it, he healed himself with the Time Stone. Like the wound was healing itself as he was escaping. Yeah. So I mean, the gauntlet still works. Probably he wouldn't be able to do another snap, but I think he can still use them individually. But then I was reading they were saying Hela just in this MCU because they couldn't use a lot of characters. They were saying Hela from Thor Ragnarok, she was supposed to be Lady Death. And I think one of the quotes she said in the movie was "I am death." That was just another theory. Yeah,
I kind of wouldn't have minded it, honestly.
I just thought about this. This movie, remember we said it's supposed to have 60-something heroes in it. As to who could probably beat Thanos, and this might be a funny one, but at the same time, it's true. What if we actually get Squirrel Girl in this movie?
I hope not.
It's really somebody I'm not looking forward to.
Especially now look, man, look. Okay, look at this. Okay, if I can't get Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil and Iron Fist to be in the movie, Squirrel Girl, you can't be in it. I'm sorry. You are not freaking invited.
Hey, real quick. For those who are kind of rooting for the idea that Hela should be Lady Death, that actually is a really good idea. Because what if she actually did survive, the explosion of Asgard?
What you call it? I forgot his name.
And all that was left of her was bones. Because there was a big explosion, even her can't prolong the inevitable, and that was all that was left of her, and you got this big scully and cloaked figure.
Like her face got burnt off.
Yeah, surviving the end of Ragnarok, surviving the end of Ragnarok, pretty much. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I like that. I would like that idea too. All right, man. We're gonna get ready to close out another issue of Nerd Flow. We just,
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, but who they playing? Nobody. Anyway, But yeah, man, we're going to get ready to close out issue 89 of Nerd Flow. Please make sure you guys go to our Facebook. It's facebook.com/Nerdflow podcast, twitter.com/Nerdflow, IG, it's going to be instagram.com/Nerdflow podcast. Make sure you send your question over to Ask Nerdflow podcast. Send over your Nerdflow art also over to nerdflowpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Join the Nerdflow community if you're interested in talking about, just anything. It's a lot of silly stuff that we posted up there. Definitely check out the thing about Batman that was really interesting to me that I posted actually myself, that I got from College Humor, of Alfred being the mastermind behind all the Batman villains, which I would not honestly be mad at that if there was ever a story arc that Alfred did that to keep his ass busy. But yeah. But yeah, man. Also, teespring.com/stores/Nerdflow is the way you can get yourself an official Nerdflow t-shirt. And yeah, man, we'll be back to doing Friday Night Showdown, or used to be Friday Night Fights, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled to the Nerdflow Facebook page for an official schedule for all of that. And yeah, man, we'll catch you guys on issue 90, Nerdflow.
10 more issues to go.
Yes, sir. Road to 100.